Welcome back to Project Pan 2025. This is going to be my first update. I know there wasn't an update for February, but since I did my project intro like halfway through February, I didn't think it made much sense to update you for just 2 weeks of use. So I let the whole month of March go by, and that way I can give you a proper update of the last month and a half. And hopefully after that, we will just work month by month as usual. I don't think there's going to be huge updates anyway, because it's only been a month and a half into the project. But either way, I have been tracking my uses in this little notebook here, and we're going to go through through everything I've used, how many times I've used it, and a little refresh of the goals I have with each product. So I hope you enjoy this, and let's get into it. So the first product I have to show here is the Lancôme Serum Concealer. The goal with this product is to finish it by the end of the year. And so far, in the month of February, I used this 9 times. And in the month of March, I used it 15 times. So not bad, since this is the only concealer I have. It's bound to be used quite often. Anytime I do my makeup, I will use this. And I don't wear makeup every single day, so that's why during the month of March I've used it 15 times, which is about half the month. So I think that checks out to more or less how often I wear makeup, since I work from home and half the time I don't really need to get ready. So I've used this 15 times in March and 9 times in February. The problem with this product is that it is impossible to see where we are. I left it standing up like this for 2 days in a row to see if it would go down and we could see maybe some kind of line somewhere to see where we were, but no, it's impossible. I don't know if it's the thickness of the glass or the thickness of the product itself. It's not a very thick product, as you can see here, and it is called like the Serum Concealer, and so it's not exactly a very thick product, but for some reason the consistency, I don't know, it must be the consistency and the packaging. It just doesn't allow to see where we are at the moment. So I tried to look in through here, but it's very hard because obviously I have the stopper in, and it just, the packaging is really dense. So very difficult to see where we are and to get like a satisfying before and after. But I can tell you that I've used this 24 times in the past month and a half, and I'll continue to use it because like I said, I use it every time I do my makeup. But it's very frustrating to not be able to see where I am. I really wish that I could have like a little line or something, but no. So I'm guessing that the more I use the product and it starts to use up, the less it'll concentrate around the sides of it. So that's what I'm hoping for. But for now, we can't have a nice like line reference with this. You just have to go by the amount of uses that I'm telling you. So that's a bit of a shame because I really like to see the progress of like the line going down, but what can I do? I guess it's like a very good quality packaging that doesn't allow to see much into the product. But anyway, good progress on this, and I don't think that I'll have any trouble continuing to use this. Next one is a little bit better. It's the Charlotte Tilbury powder, the mini one, and this one, my goal is to finish as well. This is a carryover from last year. If you remember, I didn't hit pan last year and I hit pan in January this year. So I thought this would be a good one to add into the project again and see if I can finish. So in the month of February, I used this 9 times, exactly the same time that I used this. And in March, I used it 10 times. So I have another powder and I alternate between the two of them. And so I didn't use this one every single time, but when I travel, and I have been moving around quite a lot these past few weeks, I always bring this one because it's a lot smaller. So 9 times in February and 10 times in March, and this is where we are right now. Pretty decent progress compared to last month. I'm gonna have no trouble finishing this in the next, I would say maybe 2 or 3 months. I don't think it's gonna last a lot longer than that. So yeah, I'm very happy with this one. I like it. I continue to use it. I don't know if I'll repurchase. Like I've said many times, it's a very expensive powder and I just don't know if it's something that I want to have again and again. But for now, I want to work on finishing it and then we will see if I repurchase it. But I'm quite happy with the progress here, and I think that you can definitely see in the before and after that this is going well. So no trouble here. We can easily finish this, I think, before summer. Now starting off with blush, I have the Merit Flush Balm in Beverly Hills here, and my goal with this one is very ambitious because I want to finish it. Now, you will see now that that doesn't really make a lot of sense with the numbers that I have here. So let me just show you where we are. I still know that it's a very ambitious goal, but I'm gonna keep it anyway, just to see where we get at the end of the year. But I used this 9 times in the month of February, and I used it 4 times in March, and you'll see why in a minute. But this is where we are at the moment. So I do think that the dome has slightly gone down in certain areas. I'm starting to use this using my fingers and then blending with a brush just to try and get the dust out of it as much as possible, but still you can see there's a few flecks of dust in there. It's difficult to keep it pristine, but yeah, I've been using it with my fingers and that definitely, I think, picks up a lot more product than if I just use a brush. So I think that's also contributing to the dome looking a little bit less, a little bit more flat in some areas. I'll really have to see the before and after footage, how it compares. But yes, the total use of this between February and March was 14 times. And yeah, no, sorry, 13 times. Yeah, that's 9 and 4, yeah. 13 times, and I don't think I'm going to finish this by the end of the year, if I'm being honest, but I don't care. I'm going to keep that goal. I think it's a very good goal to have, and I really like this, so I just have to use it a little bit more. But the thing is, I haven't been using it that much because let me just show you the next product, which is the Patrick Ta blush. This is the shade Not Too Much, and my goal here is to use it 50 times, and in the month of February I didn't use it once and I used the Merit one 9 times in February, and I used Patrick Ta 0 times. So I thought for the month of March I'm going to switch them up. I'm going to leave this one a little bit more to the side and I'm going to focus on the Patrick Ta. And I did. I used this 7 times, sorry. I've used this 7 times in March. Let me just quickly show you again how we're doing. And I hope that you can see a little bit of use there. This one again, I've been trying to use with my fingers and then blend out with a brush just to keep it nice and clean. But once again, it's very difficult to do. I don't know, I just keep seeing dust there. And I use it with clean hands, but still, it's very difficult to keep it nice and clean. So hopefully the before and after shows how much I've actually used this. I know it's only 7 times, but I do feel that's quite a lot of use for a cream product. So I don't know, we'll see how it's doing. It's like coming up with 2 lines here, which I don't know if are part of the pan or what. I think that might be part of the pan, but this is not a new product. I've used it before, but I didn't know that it would be like that would start showing so soon. It's quite strange. I don't know. I'll have to research a little bit and see what the pan looks like and see if that might be a bit of pan peeking through or starting to show like the shape of the pan inside, because I'm focusing right on the middle. So I don't know. That might be. It's definitely a sign of use. I just find it quite strange because they're quite irregular as well. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm quite happy that I've used this 7 times. I really enjoy this. And I think that for April, I'm going to try and combine the 2 a little bit better because, February I just focused on this. March I just focused on that one. So April, I'd like to do like a 50-50 kind of thing. So let's see how that works. But yeah, so 50 uses for this one is the goal, and so far we've done 7. So I think we're right on track to complete those 50 uses in no time. Since I've been focusing on those two blushes a lot, I've used this one a little bit less. This is the thing about having 3 blushes in Project Pan. It's very difficult to balance them all, give every single one of them a fair chance. But either way, this is the L'Oreal Blush of Paradise in La Vie en Rose, and my goal with this one is to hit pan. This is my powder blush that I have in the project, and in February I've used it 4 times, and in March I used it 5 times. So it's not that much, definitely not enough to hit pan, but I've just really been enjoying the cream formula over the powder formula. I think it might have to do with the fact that my skin has been feeling a little bit more dry lately, and just the cream blushes add a lot more life and just look like much more natural on me than a powder one. So I haven't been reaching out for this one as much. I would like to hit pan by the end of the year, so we're going to keep this in rotation, and I'm going to try and make an effort to maybe top my cream blushes up with a little bit of this or something. I don't know, I'll have to see, because I really need to start using this more often if I want to hit pan. But this is where we are right now. Probably 0 difference from where we were last month, because I've only used it 9 times total in the last month and a half, so I don't think that there's going to be a huge difference. But either way, I have to keep this and keep this for record. But yeah, so I hope that in April I can update you on more uses than just these 4 and 5 that I've done in the past months. And yeah, this is where we are right now. And if that was a disappointing update, this one is even worse. This is the Hourglass bronzer in Diffused Bronze Light. Yeah, so I put this one in the project because I really like the way that it looks, and I'd never ever use it, even though this is the mini one. Even though I've had it for a while, I never use it, or I don't tend to reach out for it. So I put it in the project in hopes that I will use it a little bit more, and I set the goal of using it 50 times. And in February I used it once, and in March I used it once. So a total of 2 uses in the past month and a half, which is very disappointing. So obviously there are absolutely no changes on this one, because there's probably going to be 0 changes even after 50 uses. But after 2 uses, obviously there is nothing to report here. I just don't reach out for bronzer in the winter. Now that we're into spring, spring has just started, and the weather is getting nicer, it's getting sunnier. I'll probably reach out for this more because I tend to wear bronzer in the summer. But during winter, I'm happy with just a little bit of blush. It looks enough for me. So this, I need to get into the habit of using this now. If I want to reach those 50 use, that goal of 50 uses, I really need to step up and start using this more often. So yeah, this is very disappointing, and I'm just going to move forward because there's literally nothing to report here. So sorry if you were expecting something bigger from this, but hopefully in the next few months I will be able to report more uses. Next is the Colourpop highlighter in, what was this? Smoke and Whistles. I always forget. This is the Supershock highlighter in Smoke and Whistles, but I use it as eyeshadow. And this one, I have the goal of using it 50 times, and I've used it 3 times in the month of February and twice in the month of March. Not great, but I have used it at least a little bit. I don't know if it's enough to actually see a difference, because this product does show signs of use as soon as you put your finger in there, you've marked it, because it's like a very putty texture, so it's squishy, and anytime you use it you do leave a mark in there. So there may be some changes here compared to the intro video, but the total uses have been 5 in the last month and a half, so it's okay. I'm not too bothered about that, because I think that this one is something that I can definitely use more. I see myself using this more towards the end of the year than now that we're getting into summer, but still I'm going to try and make an effort and wear it every now and again. because it's not a very difficult thing to wear. I just have to swipe some of this on my eyes and I'm done. Now we're gonna move on to the category of lips. The Kiko lip liner in the color number 5. This is one of the creamy color comfort lip liners in the shade number 5. I have the goal of using this 50 times and we're not doing great so far. In February I used it twice and in March I've used it twice. So it hasn't been a great month for lip liner. Here's where we are. I think I've sharpened it just once because I've only used it 4 times. So I don't think I've needed to sharpen it twice since the last update. So it's only been sharpened once. It's looking disgusting for some reason, but you know, lip liners are very difficult to keep clean as well, unless you sharpen them. And I don't want to over sharpen because I want to keep track of how it progresses. I don't want to just waste product just so that it looks a little bit cleaner. I need to start using this a little bit more as well. I just don't reach for it. It's very difficult. I like the way lip liner looks when I wear it. It's just not something that I reach out for every single day. It's not quick to put on. It's not quick to reapply. So it has to be a more intentional application, and I don't do well with very intentional makeup application because normally, and especially lately that I've been on the go so much, I have to do my makeup in like, well, I don't have to do it, but I choose to do my makeup in like 5 minutes. So that's why a little bit of concealer, those cream products, those work great and I've used them many times because they're very easy to put on. But this one, a lip liner, it's just an extra step that I'm not always willing to take. So again, I'll try to be more intentional in the months moving forward to just try and have, I don't know, some more progress on this because 4 uses is very far from the 50 that we want to reach by the end of the year. So I need to up my game. I can't keep using this twice a month because I'll never hit those 50 uses if I only use it twice a month. So yeah, let's see if April brings me in a little bit more time to do my makeup and maybe add some lip liner. The Nivea Blackberry Shine, like I said, this is the brand that they market this under in Spain. It's the equivalent of the Nivea Blackberry Shine. It's exactly the same. It's made by Beiersdorf. It's just the same brand. It's just a different name. So my goal with this is also very ambitious, and it's to finish it. I have used this 7 times in February and 6 times in March, which I think is pretty good considering that I haven't been wearing lip products all the time. So, you know, 6 times this month and 7 times last month is pretty good. And this is where we are. There is loads of product left in here, so much. But I do have to say that this is just so easy to wear. I love wearing this because I always have it in my bag. So when I don't put anything on my lips, or if something that I was wearing has faded and I don't have the top up, I top up with this. And this just looks absolutely great with everything. It does work on me. It leaves a little like berry purpley lip on me. So I do think that this is something that I'll probably use a lot more in the summer. But still, I think I need to use it a little bit more often if I want to hit the goal of finishing it, which again, I know is very, very ambitious, but I want to see how far I can actually get. I do think that there is a difference. It's not a huge difference yet, but I do think that there is a noticeable change in how much product is left. So I don't know. Let's see. I'll see with the before and afters. I'm filming this and I can't see the before and afters. That's when I really see if there is a difference or not. But I like the way I see it, especially when it's twisted down, I can see more of the tube inside. So there have to have been changes here. It's been a total of 13 uses. There has to be some kind of change in there. So yeah, hopefully we can see that in the before and afters. And then the other lipstick that I have is the Kiko Smart Fusion lipstick in the color 405. And my goal with this one is to use it 50 times. And in the month of February, I used this 8 times, but I only used it twice in the month of March. So that's a little bit disappointing. I definitely used my Blackberry Shine more often than I used this one. but I still think it's a pretty good use. My goal is to use it 50 times, and I've already used it 10 times. So I don't think that we're that far off the goal. And this is what it's looking like. I think the last time I used the embossing that it has here as a reference. So hopefully that is a good reference to compare 1 month and the other. But this is what it's looking like. I still don't love the smell of this. I think someone left a comment saying that it's funny that I don't like the smell of this because they love the smell of Kiko lipsticks. But the thing is that this doesn't smell like one of the regular lipsticks. This smells different. It doesn't have that classic lipstick smell. It smells very artificial, and I don't love it. Just like with the Nivea one, this is a very easy product to just put on when you're in the car or in the middle of the street. You don't need a mirror. This is completely like a foolproof. Like I said in my intro video, the reason I put this in the project was because I bought it with absolutely no reason to buy it. Just because I wasn't feeling great and I thought that this would cheer me up. Clearly it didn't, because we all know that retail therapy is just covering something else. It's not going to make you happier or less stressed. So it doesn't really make sense that I bought this. So I'm holding myself accountable and I'm making myself use this for 50 times at least before discarding it in my makeup bag forever, because I'm pretty sure that's what happens with these kind of products that you buy just to fill in a void. So I'm glad that I'm making myself use it, and it is holding me accountable, because I will never buy anything like this again, because I hate the way it smells and I don't love the color, I don't love the texture. It's an okay lipstick, but it's not something that I needed to spend my money on at the time. So after 50 uses, we will see where it is and how I feel about it. But definitely it is helping me realize that I don't want to do that again, because every time I have to wear it, I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'll wear this, but I don't love it. I have other things that I think would look better on me, but I'm forcing myself to use this anyway. So that's the story with this one. I think I've told it before, but I hate that the fact that I bought this. I know that some people aren't going to agree with me. Some people are very critical of that, forcing yourself to use something. And we talk about the sunken cost fallacy and everything. I know all of those things and I understand them. But for me personally, I like the way that forcing myself to use something that I don't love helps me make better decisions in the future. So it's a technique that works for me. It doesn't have to work for you. Obviously, we're all different, and this is just makeup we're talking about. This is nothing serious in life. So do with your products whatever you feel is right. In my case, I will continue to use it because it helps me make better decisions in the future. In your case, maybe it's a product that you have to clear out of your collection because it brings you more stress than anything else. I think that both sides are completely valid. Because again, we're talking about makeup here. It's nothing serious that we have to argue about who is right or who is wrong. I think that all visions are right, especially if we're all in the path of consuming less. We have to do whatever it takes for us to consume less. And in some cases, it might be to use those products regardless of whether you love them or not. And in other cases, it might be to discard them immediately to make a better decision in the future. That's completely valid. Anyway, rant over. And we're gonna go with the last product, which is the Nuxe perfume that I have. This is the only perfume I have at the moment because my other one is in storage. So I thought that this one would be a good one to finish and just get out of the way before the year ends. So my goal here is to finish this. And in February, I used it 6 times, and in March, I've used it 10 times. So definitely on the great path to finishing this. I believe that when this was introduced into the project, I was right about here, like right underneath the tree of the logo. And right now we are right here. So definitely made great progress with this. This can easily be gone by I don't know, maybe summertime, the end of summer, definitely, because if I keep that rhythm up, this will probably last like 3 or 4 months and it'll be gone. So by the summer, this will probably be on its way out, which is great because I knew that this one was going to be an easy product to finish, but the fact that I have it in the project reminds me that I have to use it, so this is great. Also, the bottle chipped somewhere. I don't know. I've been traveling a lot, so I think that maybe it must have knocked over, but it has a huge chip here. It's not sharp or anything. It's fine, but I just noticed this the other day. I didn't realize that I chipped this bottle, so but it's fine. It's a good, nice solid glass, so I can work with this. It's just this part it's not sharp yet, but it can maybe get sharper. If it does, I'll just put some tape over that and I'll be done with it. So that's my first update on Project Pan 2025. So some products are going good, some are a little bit slower, but this is all part of the process. You can't use all of your makeup all of the time, so we have to give it time to start showing those signs of use and that progress that we're actually getting onto something. I'm glad that I've used all of the products at least once or twice. Some of the products do definitely need to be used a little bit more often, so I think that's my goal for April, is those products that I barely used in February and March, my goal in April is going to be to actually use them. So I will catch up with you next month and show you the progress then. And until then, I'll continue to track my progress on my notebook. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you're doing Project Pan, how your Project Pan is going. And if you are actually making videos about it, let me know in the comments as well so I can go check them out. And I will see you next month for another update.